Hey guys, welcome to my channel.
You really recording? Just
Yeah.
because I'm trying to be out here having to sip of wine.
Okay,
Got me
so
on film.
as you can see, I'm in New York due to this pandemic, not in Ghana. So I just decided to come here because my mom told me to.
I insisted.
And I was just by myself in Ghana, and if anything, happens or was to happen, let's hope it doesn't get any worse. But I just felt better being home with my family, so I decided to come. And yeah, I've been here. And so yesterday was my mom's birthday. She turned 51.
Excuse me, you don't have to be telling people.
Yeah. So I just wanted to have a conversation with my mom and see what she plans to do for her years
Birthday.
of life. So yeah, mother.
I plan to have a glass of wine.
Yeah, we're outside having some
You
wine
hear all the birds.
and pound cake. So I really just wanted to have a conversation because every Sunday we usually watch Super Soul Conversations on OWN with Oprah, and it really has motivated me to continue to push and move to Ghana, and so has my mom. So I just wanted to share, some conversations that she and I have. We call it wind down or what?
No, Issa Rae got that.
Issa Rae got wind
No,
down?
isn't it wine down?
I don't know. What can we do?
I'll think of something.
Yeah, think of a good name. Think of a little good segment to throw up there every once in a blue with us
Yeah.
coming back, reflecting, and connecting with all of this. So the conversation we were having inside was about alignment and
Well, more so, like people who. Okay, so let's use for example this quarantine thing.
Yeah.
You know, perspective is very important because people are complaining about their kids and spending time with their family, and I know a lot of it is just kind of facetious. You know, they're just trying to say, "Oh, I'm sick of these people." You know, but sometimes you really have to take a step back. I mean, for whatever reason this happened, because there is a reason. There's
Right.
always a reason. So this happened. How many times in your life, especially as an adult, like I was asking my sister the other day, what was the last thing you did so free and open and fun? Like when you was a kid, you was running around and playing
Yeah.
double dutch or blowing bubbles or running on the beach and just having so much joy. And I remember telling Deja that the last time I really felt a lot of
Free?
one of the significant times that I remember feeling like that when I was pregnant with you, and I was on the promenade in Brooklyn, and I was there with your father, and we were just sitting there just talking about the future, and the sun was beaming, and it was just so relaxing, and I was kind of laying across the bench, and he was kind of rubbing my hair, and it was just like such a moment in time that I never forget because it just felt like all was right with the world. And so
Did it feel like a pause kind of, but not really a pause? It was just like did it feel like slow motion?
Yes, it did. Feel
I've
like
experienced
time
that before.
Slowed down.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was just like a moment in time that
I've experienced
like
that
if you
before.
live in your life and it's a video, but then you take a snap picture. That's what it felt like. Kind of like a moving but a snap of a picture, and we don't know what the next snap
Second
was gonna
or
be
whatever,
the
yeah.
future was gonna hold. But it was just, I just remember clearly feeling like all was right with the world, and if everything could stay this way,
In this exact moment,
in this
it would
exact
be
moment,
perfect forever.
life would be perfect.
Yeah.
And also, you have all the what do you call it? The hopes and dreams and the unlimited potential for your life. Because I just knew it was just going to be this, that. We was going to do this, that, and the other. Here we are, 9 years later. Life. You just have to be open to life. And
Yeah.
I think that for me, I'm always willing to be open to the next chapter in my life. I've never been one.
Yeah.
Like, funny, I'm not very Like, I don't need to go back and be like, oh, remember back in the day?
Yeah.
You know, I was listening to this music. Like, I just never, like...
And for me, I think that also has to do with acceptance.
Yeah, I accept that where my life
Yeah,
is, and then
where
I
you-
move on for the next
yeah.
one. I don't look there and be like,
You-
oh, well, if only things was the way they used to be. I knock on wood. I've never been burdened with the, I wish things were back the way they used to be.
Yeah. I mean,
hello, here goes New York. You always got to hear a siren.
I mean, it is good too, because I find myself reminiscing on, like, you know, high school days, but I don't
But in a good
ever,
way.
yeah, but
Not
I don't
in a
ever
stuck way.
feel like, I don't want to say ever, but there's times where I would want to just go back just to see, you
Right.
know, but I don't mind that, you know, I would never go backwards, because that's part of life. You have to move
I mean,
forward.
you want to reflect. And you
Yeah,
wanna see.
reflecting, but what I'm saying is, like, you know, there's some people who wish that they
Right.
could
Or they
do
have
this
not-
or
that
do
was their
that.
glory.
Yeah.
In high school, that was the best.
And
they
instead
ever
of
thought they could
looking
be.
forward to new glories, it's just you're
Right.
continuing to just look backwards instead of forward. So,
I agree.
um,
And that's why I always
see,
say,
Ma, you keep making me forget what I
well,
want to
I'm
say, because you
sorry.
keep
It's supposed to be a
going.
conversation. It's not supposed to be a
You-
scripted thing.
It's not, but the conversation is just.
Well, it's different because I'm trying to make my point. I'm trying to hear over the sirens.
No, I'm gonna
okay,
say.
so let me just say this. So, like, this is what I always say. Like, the present is really the only real thing, because when you think about it, the past is the past is not something. The past is just over there. It
Yeah.
has been lived already.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gone. It's just a memory, right?
Yeah.
The future didn't happen yet.
Right.
Right? So it's just a hope and a dream. But right here, right now, this is the actual only time you have your power, because this is where your power is. This is where you are.
This is where you can make something happen. This is
Exactly.
where you can
it's
do.
not the plan, and
Right.
it's not the past.
Right.
It is the only
The
place
present.
that you could. So that's why I
plan
feel like
for
the
the
present. That's why it's called a present. But
This
I
is the
feel like
gift
This is the gift because,
that you're
you know,
given by God, having this opportunity right here and now.
right, and not in a preachy way, but
Yeah.
in an actual practical,
Like, if you look
pragmatic
at,
way.
if you think about it, because there's been so many times where I think about a memory and I'm looking and I'm like, did that even happen?
I know,
It's
right?
so weird.
I know.
Where even if I don't look at the pictures to confirm, like, this is real, this really happened,
Exactly. Yeah, I know, right?
I'm like, did I even really meet that person? You know what I mean? And that's, it kind of makes it scary in a sense, because then you start to question all that you've been
I know,
through.
right?
But
But
that just
also-
goes to show you that it happened, and then, like, you just move forward and you just keep going. And once again, like you said, where you are right here and now
That's what you're
is
supposed to be.
what you need to take advantage of, because
And you know
this
what?
is only
It's like all of this quarantine. Like, and my thing is that a lot of people don't know how to be in their own space.
they're
Like,
uncomfortable
they're
with
uncomfortable
themselves.
with themselves. They're uncomfortable with the things that their mind is allowing them to now get the opportunity
Yes.
to think about. You know, I have a lot of friends, and that the way they cope with their problems, they tend to just kind of either drink,
Or just keep going and not think about
keep
it.
going, not thinking about it,
Go to work.
constantly work. And I would be considered a workaholic, but I always need my alone time. I always need to have a little sort of still space where I can reflect and kind of, because if you don't examine the things that you did, it's like you see people make mistakes and then they move on to the next mistake, but they never think
Right.
about how could I have done that differently. Why
Or they
could I-
never sit in the moment
Yeah.
and actually dissect. Because
Yeah.
for me, that was part of my soul searching, because I find myself like making the same decisions in this. I wouldn't even say mistakes, because sometimes it'll look different, but it's still the same. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because you're doomed to repeat the same mistakes
yeah,
until
and that's
you learn
until
from
you learn from it. And it's not until you face yourself and you're actually like, okay, why am I allowing this? Why
Yeah.
am I okay with this? And
it.
then
Whether that be bad relationships, whether that be keep like sometimes what I
wasting your
find-
time
your
with certain
time,
things,
your money,
your
Sometimes
money.
you buy stuff and then you're like,
you don't feel good about it after.
don't. You
And
really
and I truly always feel, I always say that how you feel is a signal from God telling you yes or no. And this is why I always believe that we have all the
That
coronavirus.
That was a corona.
We have all
down the
the
wrong throat.
answers
Wrong tube.
that we need if we are able to go within, because and we're in tune with ourselves, because once you understand like that feeling is there for a reason, then you'll understand, then you'll be able to connect it with questions that you're asking God for. Like, let's say, oh, should I leave that man? He
Right.
gives you all the signs. You know you need to leave
know.
him.
You
You
know.
know. We all know. We always be knowing.
Listen, I've said it too, that I feel like we have built-in GPS, right, for the path that we need to follow. And when you veer off of that track, it could recalculate and recalibrate to get you
Back
on
track to the
But
destination.
I feel like a lot of times we like, well, you know what? I know a shorter cut. Oh, I know. No, I ain't going
Trying
that
to
way.
take a
Little do
different
you
route.
know that the GPS isn't telling you not to go that way because there's
Exactly.
a traffic block there.
Or the GPS is telling you to go that way because you're supposed to learn something
Yes.
along that
And
journey.
Because remember, did I tell you that story? See, that's that dude that always want to park in front of my house. It's crap. He live way
But let
over
me
the
tell
block.
y'all something. Let me tell y'all a story, right? So it was one time when I was used to live in the 90s. And this was in high school. I was walking home by myself. It was late. I was coming home from like a basketball game. And I just had this feeling of like danger, like something in my stomach. Like I just got sick out of nowhere. And I was like, oh no, I don't feel safe. So I immediately called my best friend, Sho. And I was like, just stay on the phone with me because I don't know. I just had that feeling. And so lo and behold, like 3 seconds later, I seen like 3 girls walking across the street coming my way. And I'm like, okay, but you know, I'm preparing because I see y'all. So, you know, so then all of a sudden the girls jumped me. Mind you, I didn't have no beef in high school. I didn't know these girls from a hole in the wall. And I don't know what that was about. I still don't even know till this day.
That's intuition.
But that, I'm talking about them wanting to fight me. But that just goes to show you that I got that feeling for a reason. And that was just God telling me like danger is near. And I called my friend and she was literally walking towards me because I told her where I was. She was walking towards me and she was like,
Did they take your phone?
no, they didn't take nothing. That was why it's so
What?
weird. I had my bag, I had my cell phone, and I was really
Thought they stole
walking.
your phone.
I was walking and I'm like, did that just happen? It was so weird. And the only reason I had a cut on my hand, and that's the only reason why I knew. And I was like, I saw my friend and I was like,
That happened to
I
me
think I
once.
just got jumped.
I don't
It
know
was
what
so
jump
funny.
feel like, but I believe it just
and the
happened.
guy was like, yo, shorty, you good? You held your own with them girls. You all right? I'm like, so confused, y'all. But that goes to show you that we have a gift, right? And
Yeah,
like I said, animals follow their instinct.
yeah,
And this
they
is
don't
why
talk
they're
themselves
able
out of it.
to live in the jungle and live in the wild. And you can see, like,
Like
they
you see
won't
when
even...
a deer is sitting there, all of a sudden they're gonna look up.
Exactly. And that happens because that's their instinct. They wouldn't hear nothing. They wouldn't hear anything. They wouldn't see anything, but they just...
Something telling them.
And they
you
always
know when somebody
react.
watching you. You ever be like, I feel like somebody watching.
Exactly. They always react to it. And I feel like that if we stick to knowing that...
Yeah.
Um,
And sometimes it's not a hard feeling. For
Yeah.
example, me and my friend Crystal, excuse me, me and my friend Crystal, we were going to
somebody's
Santo
watching
Domingo.
me.
Me and my friend Crystal was going to Santo Domingo. And for the life of me, I couldn't find my passport. And I could not find my passport for nothing. In the end, luckily, and this was the night before I was getting my stuff and was supposed to go away. But luckily, at that time, I was able to use my passport and my whatever. This is before all of this 9/11 or whatever. So I was able to go. But it took 6 months later, I could not remember where my passport was. One day I was driving home and it was like, I said, you know what? Something's telling me to turn down this block. It's just it's not even like something go, turn down this block.
It's just like a little...
Let me turn down this block.
Like, I don't know
let me-
what to...
Let me turn down this block. So I
Just
turned
a
down the
thought,
block. Just a
literally.
thought. Let me
Yeah.
turn down the block. I turned down the block. Never had a need to turn down that block. There was no reason for me to go down that block. Decided to turn down the block.
God
I
talking.
turned down the block. And I see this U-Haul place that I remember. And when I was going to the U-Haul, I said to myself, And I end up, there was somebody in front of me, like, I'm like, because he was turning into the U-Haul. And I'm like, oh my God, I tried to turn from that block, now I'm on this block, and now this guy won't move. But you know, like when you agitated because you want to be rushed someplace, that's when you got to stop and think.
Right.
So I'm like, oh my God, this freaking guy.
And you got to ask yourself, like, why is all of this happening right
now?
So
I didn't even think, again, it could just be a random. So I sat there and I was like, this guy don't turn into this dang on U-Haul space. And then I happen to glance over and I see this, and I'm like, oh snap. Yo, I remember this is the same U-Haul that I rented that truck for Crystal. I said, yo, that's the last time I remember my passport. And sure enough, and the guy took so long, so I said, let me go in here. And I pulled up in there, and there was somebody coming out, so I rolled it right into the spot. And I was like, yo, wouldn't it be bad funny if my passport is here? Because we had to give them the passport, like, to rent the car.
This was back in the days, y'all.
Back in the day. So
like
now
in
I
the early 2000s.
Now, mind you, this was like almost a year later. So let's say it's January, and we went in January a lot the year before. So this January, so I think let's say this is February. So I was like, excuse me, I rented a car here, and I just would like to know if did I leave my passport here? And this is in February. She's like, when was it? And I was too embarrassed to say it was the year before in January. I said, it was January. So she was like, so then she goes, oh, hold on, let me check. And I was like, wow, she's really checking?
Right.
Like, I'm like, that was random. Then she opens this closet, and on the top of this closet in the office, there is 4 huge cardboard boxes. She pulled this first one out, and when she pulled it out, it had 100 passports. I was so disgusted. I was like, yo, really? Like, they really keeping passports? Like, they selling it like that? Because they require you to give a passport. And I didn't want to give my passport to rent
Why
the car.
wouldn't they give it back, though?
But then when you come and you turn in your car and you drop the keys to somebody, you leave and you just sign off on your papers.
And
You're
by
not
that
even
time, you
thinking.
forget you giving
you
her a
forgot.
passport. Yeah.
So she goes through that one. I was there a good half an hour. She goes to one box. She goes to the next box, the third box. She was like, when did you say? I said, oh, January. She's like, well, I might as well check this last one. Because we was about to. But the more she pulled down these boxes, the more passports. So I was so angry. The last final box she pulls up, and she's going through about 50 passports. And she goes, what's your name? I said, April. She was like, here we go. I was like, I'm sorry. You have my passport for over a year? Because now I don't even care it's a year. Now I'm like, I had this thing looking for a year.
Right.
And I was just... But I was so disgusted that they had all these passports sitting in that freaking office. But not only that, what was amazing to me was, why did I turn that block? Why did that guy take forever?
Right.
Why did I glance over and see it? Why something told me to go ask? I would have never asked because it never occurred to me that the passport was there. It really never occurred to me. Throughout my whole year of looking for my passport, it not once came in my head that was...
Because that's not even a place you would expect
didn't even
it to
think.
be.
It's
but
only because I turned down the block and that guy stood and had me standing there, and I'm just like, oh, looking around, and then I was like, oh, snap, this is the same U-Haul.
So
anyway, I said
this goes back to
sometimes
also...
you just need to...
This goes back to also what we were talking about in the house as far as alignment. Now, when you think about, like you were saying, pulling back the layers to go backwards, what did you have to do? If you imagine how everything aligned and how this guy specifically had to be in front of you at that point in time in order for you to sit there and pause and think about, this is where, just to have that memory in your mind, to even have that time to think.
Yep.
And once you think about all of the layers that it takes for you to get to a specific place, I think you kind of appreciate it more and you realize like the value of it. Because I was just saying, as far as like me moving to Ghana, it really, from me peeling back the layers, it started back from applying for my... It started back from applying for high school, like putting down my list of high schools that I wanted to attend. And the high school that I got accepted to was High School for Public Service, which was a brand new school who didn't even have like a full 4 years of graduating class yet.
And it sounded like a
High School for Public Service. Yeah, I'm like, what is this? Then it was at Wingate. If you know Wingate, that was just not a school that you would want to go to. And none of my, like literally none of my friends, none. I met all new people at High School for Public Service. And then I had to wear uniform in high school. I was like, no, Ma, this is not
Yeah.
it. Get me out of here. I want to go to Clyde Barton with my friends. And that was just my mind. Like, I was like, nope, I got to transfer out of here. So, anyways.
But then you got accepted in that medical program. So, that was good.
So, anyways. I'm just thinking about I don't even remember putting that on the list. I think it was like number 5. If even, maybe number 7. But just to even think about that, and then to even think about what could have happened in the process of them choosing me, you know what I mean? Like, all of that has to go and play as well. But anyways, I say all of that to say, like, yeah, you know, I ended up meeting people like Mimi. She went to my high school, and
right,
like I said, we were cool in high school, but we weren't like, you know, she wasn't.
Was your close friend.
Yeah, we were like close, or like my little.
That whole posse.
Yeah, they didn't go to my high school either, you know.
That's true, but they was like your kindergarten.
Yeah, like first grade. Yeah, so she wasn't like a part of my crew. Like, she had her crew with like Saran and whoever else, and then I had my friends, and we're all still friends now. Her friends with her friends. But anyways, so yeah.
Yeah, so now when you think about that,
right?
Let's go back. Like, you're in Africa, you have your business, right? Let's
now,
peel that layer back.
Yes.
Now,
back to even applying for high school. Like, that's even how it.
That's how far back it goes.
That's how far it goes, because that's how I met Ama, and I wanted to. I always wanted to go to Africa, but like I said, no one in my family ever went. I didn't know anyone personally who's been to Africa.
And the truth be told, I wanted to go to Africa in a sense because to say I went to Africa.
Yeah,
because I've been
it's
in
like
so many places in the world, and I'm like,
never been to Africa.
You know, as a black person, you think.
Right.
I should go to Africa. And I kind of wanted to, but
yeah,
to be
but
honest,
when you think about Egypt, Africa, you don't think about going there like as a vacation. You just think just to see and feel that connection of your roots.
What I know. I mean, I'm sure people know more than me, especially people who oh yeah, that sun is shining, girl.
But let me finish telling my story though. Like, dang.
Come on.
Yeah, so back to so peeling the layers. Back to applying for school. And then even Ama, her pop-up shop.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, I was just like, oh, let me go support. She went to my high school. And then I went, and I think that was the first time she was going back to Ghana from when she left, when she was like 3 or 4, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So even that whole thing being aligned for her to go at that point during that year, for me to even go to her pop-up shop and like, oh yeah, I want to go to Africa. And she's like, I'm going this December. That was like 2013, 2014. And once again, you know, I didn't make it the first time, but I made it the second time. And also I feel like, you know, certain things happen for a reason. Yes, so now if I would have made it that year, I probably would have never had the same experience that I had in 2015 to make me want to go back and do business and move and bring everybody forward.
Everything in its right time.
Yeah, and you have to trust timing is everything. You have to trust God with his time. You have to be okay with, if it doesn't happen, that doesn't mean you stop right then and there.
Right.
That just means, just not right now.
That's right.
So
that's a good analogy.
So should we end it like there?
All
right, so we're gonna figure out.
Before it was cloudy. Let's talk. This sun is.
We're gonna figure out a nice
name.
A nice name for this little segment we got going on. We don't want it to be too long and dragged out, but
it's already 25 minutes?
Yeah.
It's probably long. People be like,
we could cut it
enough. Let's end on a good nugget.
Yeah, give them a good quote because she's good with quotes.
Yeah, not under pressure. I can't even think of one now.
Ma, think of one. You always be doing your little thing with your job. Like,
yeah, okay.
Give us a nice good quote about either alignment or...
Words of Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. For those of you who don't understand that quote and it went over your head, basically it's saying that you solely determine your success and your failures. So if you think you can do it, you can. But if you think you can't, you can't. So
simple as that.
Simple as that.
You hold the key to your destiny.
Yes.
You are the one who will write your future, your storyline, predict all of those things. So if you believe it, you can achieve it. And if you believe you won't achieve it, then you won't achieve it.
Ask and believe, and you shall receive. But
And
ask, believing that you
don't
already
forget to
have it.
subscribe, comment, like, follow my channel.
Where you have to point to? Right there.
Ascribe down below, like London was saying.
Ascribe.
Ascribe down below. Okay, bye.
Bye.